What's good, y'all? It's Gas, and today we're back with another tutorial, man. Today I'm gonna be teaching y'all how to make those signature HEYGWUAPO CHEROMANI super distorted type of beats with like the glowish melodies. So let's just get right into it, man. So to start off, I'm gonna be using this little brass preset in X-Band, 3 trumpets staccato, and basically what I like to do for the chord progression is I like to just put down really any note, it doesn't really matter, and then from that note I like to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that's the next note, and then I just put this, the first note, down an octave, and then that gives it like this really evil feel. And then from here, I don't think we need much of a chord progression because these beats don't really follow like any sort of melodic scheme. It's more of just a rhythm. So I'm gonna try and find a rhythm that we can just like duplicate this melody over. Oh yeah, and also for these type of beats, you definitely want to crank up the BPM. I'll put it at 169. Nice. So for the chord progression, I came up with something pretty simple. It's really just like a few notes in a rhythmic pattern, and I just copy the same chord over and then put it up 1 semitone for the last bar, and it sounds like this. So as you can see, not anything too elaborate, and I forgot to mention I changed the preset to this bright TBW preset in Xenology. And then as for effects, I just put a little EQ on it to cut out the lows and some of the highs, put a little bit of reverb, and then some RC20 just to make it sound a little more realistic. So for this next sound, I'm gonna be using this sine lead I found in Serum. Sine leads are literally probably the most common sound in producing like ever. So I'm sure you guys will have no problem finding one even if you don't have like Serum, Purity, whatever. I don't think there's necessarily a trick to putting leads in, especially for these type of melodies. Just play out the chord progression you just made and try to hum out something that you think would sound good, or at least that's what I do, and then I put it on the piano roll. So as y'all can see, I went a little bit crazy with the sine lead, but it's really not as complex as it seems. Really, I just tried to experiment with like notes that were really far away on the scale, like notes that were like octaves away and stuff like that, and just seeing what sounded good. And then I added a few of these like little stops, like pauses I suppose, just for like a little glitch effect, and this is what the lead sounds like with the chord progression. So it sort of complements like the evil feel that the chord progression was going off. And speaking of evil, now we need a really heavy bass. So I think I'm gonna go into Serum again and grab some sort of fuzz bass probably. So I just found this bass in Serum. It's from Shark Boy's Ecstasy Serum Bank. It's called Feeling, I think. Yeah, it's called Feeling, and basically sounds like this. I'm pretty sure this was used in Breaking the Bank by Kankan, but regardless, it's a tough bass. So really, I'm gonna just follow the root notes and see where it takes me. Just finished up with the bass, and basically I just followed the root notes and tried to add a little bounce to it by adding these little pauses. I almost made it like an 808 pattern sort of, but just a little more glitchier, just trying to create that bounce in the beat. So this is what it ended up sounding like. And then I didn't do anything really for the effects. I just EQ'd out the lows, and if you guys are, and a little bit of the highs, but if you guys are wondering why I'm always EQing out the lows of my sounds, it's so that the 808 has space to hit in the mix, because if I don't EQ out the lows, especially if sounds like this bass that have like a bunch of low end to it, then the 808's gonna have no space to hit, and it's just gonna sound super muddy and like just bad in the mix. And that's gonna be it for the melody. The melodies in these types of beats aren't usually too complex at all. Most of the craziness just comes from the drums, so let's get to that. And for the 808, I'm just going to be using a basic spins 808. I'm just going to turn up the volume a bit so it sounds a bit more distorted and punchy. And then in the envelope tab, I'm just turning everything down but the hold, so we can have it hold for however long we want. So I didn't do anything too crazy with the 808s because the hi-hats already had a lot going on and I wanted to leave some space in the beat for an artist. So this is what it sounds like right now. So I think this beat's pretty much done. I'm just gonna add some effects on the master to really give it that signature distorted sound, but all I really did was add the zap perk and then this like racer glass break effect, I guess, and didn't really add too much, but this is what it sounds like now. Starting to sound crazy, right? So now I've just had a soft clipper on this whole time, but I'm about to give y'all sauce. All right, so look, go into patcher, and then here in presets you want to go down to 1K hard clip. I know you can't see it, but trust me, there's a preset that says 1K hard clip. You're gonna want to open that up and then just tweak this knob a little. All right, so this is before, this is after. See what I mean? It just distorts it a little bit further. Like, not exactly to the point of like absolute ear destruction, but it gives it like that HEYGWUAPO CHEROMANI type beat feel. And as for arrangement, really, I think I'm just gonna have a 16 bar hook and then like maybe a 16 bar verse too, and I'll probably just repeat that like 2 or 3 times, and then just like a little outro. So now that I got this all arranged, I'll just do a quick breakdown of how I arranged it. So basically, like I said, here's a 16 bar hook. I just cut out the ends for like a nice little delayed drop effect. And then for the verse, I actually ended up doing a 24 bar. I made a 2 bar delayed drop with the clap and hi-hats coming in half a bar early, and then I cut out half a bar at the end as well for another little drop effect, and then I just had everything play out with only the trumpet, all the drums though, and then I had all the sounds play out here with no drums, and then I added like sort of like little pauses within the beat. I don't know how to explain it, but I'll just let it play out right now. And then really I just duplicated that over like 3 times, and then here at the end I deleted this 24th bar and I added a fade out like from when the verse starts to the end. And that's really it. Oh, and I almost forgot this little intro here. I just like chopped up some of the hi-hats and the hi-hat rolls, and it gave it a pretty cool intro effect. I'll let that play out. The tag is added, so this is a finished beat. Thank y'all for sticking through the tutorial this far. If you made it, I really do appreciate it. And if y'all enjoyed this tutorial or it helped you, then make sure you hit that like button, man. It really does help me out a lot. And if y'all are new here, press that sub button, man. We're trying to get to 300 subs. J2B Productions, man, I appreciate y'all so much. And if y'all have any suggestions for any tutorials that y'all want me to do, leave a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to do them. And if you have any feedback on this video, because this is one of my first tutorial videos, make sure you leave that in the comments too. But other than that, man, it's been gas, and I'm out of here. Peace.